fuck you, Polydor Records, for not appreciating the star that is Raye and this album. Hi there and welcome back to the Trick Room. As usual, I'm your host of operations here, Paul, and I could not be more excited to get into this reaction. I've been a huge fan of Raye for a really long time now, spanning all the way back to her work on By Your Side with Jonas Blue back in 2016, all the way through to her EP Euphoric Sad Songs, which came out in 2020. And now on the 3rd of February 2023, it's finally time to listen to her debut album, My 21st Century Blues. Now, all the way back in July of 2021, Raye revealed that her record label Polydor Records had been withholding her from releasing her debut album. The statement received support from a lot of people. We had Charlie XCX, MNEK and Rina Sawayama coming out and saying, let Raye release her music. So Polydor Records then released her from her contract, letting her go out in the independent world and release her first album independently. Ever since then, she's been soaring in popularity. Her song Escapism has went viral on TikTok. It's everywhere and even landed at #1 in the UK charts, which was her first time doing so. I mean, it is an incredible song. And over here on the screen, we can see the track list. You can see that we have 15 songs, including an intro and an outro, and it comes in at around 46 minutes long, leading me to think that we are going to be getting a more narrative, concept-based album, which I'm really excited about. I love albums like this. Raye's already released 4 of these songs ahead of the album, which I've heard all of, but only really Escapism have I really taken the time to get to know, so I'm excited for a full project. I have put a trumpet beside the ones that I'm most excited about, namely Oscar Worthy, oh, it's hard to say. Namely Oscar Worthy Tears and Flip a Switch, because they both sound like boss anthems. And I feel like they're going to have a real edge to them, which I really like. Also, I want to shout out the beautiful album cover, which depicts a younger Raye using music to live out her childlike dreams and overcoming all the challenges that the music industry has already presented to her, and I feel like that is going to be a narrative that pulls through the whole album as well. I am so hyped for this album, so let's get right into the reaction. Okay, first we have track #1, it's called Introduction. Oh, beautiful like jazz bar kind of vibe in this one.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
21st Century Blues Club.
Oh, okay, so this is all set in like a blues club.
Very special guest for you tonight coming on.
And Raye's going to tell her life story in different songs.
London, England. Give a warm heartbreak welcome to the wonderful Raye.
Yay! Oh, they actually tear in the song. I wonder if it's going to flow right into the actual first song then. Taylor's impact with that throat clear to end the song. Very ready for it vibes. I think it sets it up really well in terms of like this is setting the scene. This is her coming to this jazz bar, the blues music they're just going to put throughout this, and then we're going to get right into the album. And with that, we're going to move right into the second track. It's Oscar Worthy Tears. Yeah, and it does flow right in.
It's Raye here. Please get nice and comfortable and lock your phones because the story is about to begin.
Yeah, this is a concept album.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you about one of the many men. Name is irrelevant. He was 1 out of 10. I wish that I knew it then. I'm still recovering.
Ooh.
Vulnerable. I love a sentiment. Quickly I opened up. I learned my lesson then. So I'll take.
Oh, her voice is amazing. Oh, her voice in this album is going to be incredible, isn't it? I mean, already we're getting a lot of those bluesy, more jazzy, less like traditional pop songs that I think Raye was known for prior to this era, maybe. I'm totally fine with that change. I think her voice really lends itself to this, and it helps tell the story about, all about this guy who had no intention of being good to her and another fuckboy along the way, using crocodile tears when getting called out. Like, this is an anti-man anthem, and I'm ready to sign my name on the dotted line. Like, and she does that like sort of trap, rappy, more like beat alongside jazz and blues so well in this already. Oh, nice. This is just a savage read of this man. I wonder if Popcorn and Ice Cream is related to the Ice Cream Man song coming later. That part. Oh. And she strips the production right back. She has no violin for him anymore. No more instrumentation. Oh, and the violin's coming in there a bit in the background. sick. The production of this is beautiful.
And after his Oscar-winning performance, I left the room and never saw him again.
She's smiling when she says that. I can hear it in her voice. There's really campness to this song already. I think it would be one people really like. There's a very definitive story here. Like, this person basically gets caught out for cheating or lying. She calls him out for it, and then he starts crying, and she's seen this performance before, and she's like, look, I'm done, I'm moving on. And then she literally does. She leaves the room and it's over. She leaves that part of her life behind. With that, we move on to the first single from the album, Hard Out Here. Let's go. And this song is all around her leaving her record label that she had, that I kind of talked about at the start. Her pen is a gun, and she figured a way out. She told the truth that she got out of her record label. You know, and she refers this record label as a dungeon. She's trapped in there. Oh. So deep. There's just an empowerment to this part too, where she's like, I was so far down, like, you see how bad she was, she's going to take her own life, and now she's like, nah, I'll bounce back, and you, the record label who trapped me, will regret me leaving you. This fits so well on this album already. I like it better even hearing it in the context. She's literally being like silenced. Yes, that's a mission statement. Get her, Jade. Yeah, they literally kept all of her diamond selling, platinum selling songs just set. This is amazing. The production in the background too, like that musical instrument. Ooh, and it hits with a bang at the end. That song is incredible, and I've heard it only really once before when it came out. Maybe I didn't appreciate enough in her journey or in the full concept of this album, but in this album, it is a mission statement. I want to go back to the lyrics really quickly. You know, she says, this LP's full of shit, I'm gonna say to you, then I'm a aim for you, and it's a shame for you. All the white men CEOs, fuck your privilege, get your pink chubby hands off my mouth, fuck you think this is. She's sick of being silenced, she's going independent, she's gonna be free, and she's going to get a #1 album with this. Like, she is going to make them regret not only the talent that they wasted, but also all the money they're going to lose out on. She is everywhere right now, and she's really allowed to be the star that she is, and with a voice like she has, she's going to do really well. It's quite dark too, you know. She does talk a lot about how without religion she probably wouldn't have been able to survive all of what's happened to her, and that's so sad because it just goes to show that the toll that they took on her and her life, they really wore her down, and I'm just so glad she's out from underneath that now. Okay, so we're moving on to track number 4. It's a second single from the album. It's called Black Mascara. Her voice in this part is beautiful. What you done to me. And I like how this song starts quite repetitively and really like unsure what the song is about before it builds into the explanation after. And it's a mix of like what you've done to me and also now you're done to me. Like, I'm done with you. The beat here is really cool too. I've really been sleeping on these singles. It's grimy in the back. You can hear like the bass in the back is really deep and dark.
6 shots down so I can't feel this. Talking my ear off, cocaine. Got a bitch gassed up, propane. Now I can't come down or it pulls.
Like she's stuck and she can't come down. Oh. Her voice here. And this song's all about addiction, and it's just so cathartic at the same time. Oh, it hits hard. Oh, her voice is so beautiful here. We get a really like euphoric sort of ending to the song, making it feel as though she's positively come out of this experience and really got out of the grime and into something more positive, which I love when music does that. Raye comes out with an interview with DIY and reveals that this song is essentially all about a time that she was spiked. And she says the overall theming of the song is being a woman in this world and taking a step back to process all the shit that's been done to me. Things that I've tried to hide behind the scenes. I wrote that song specifically about the time when I got my drink spiked by a man I really liked. I trusted him. And I think you really see the difficulty in Raye understanding how someone she could really care about could do this to her, because she calls the person a selfish man, but then she also calls him my baby, my lover, like someone that she already knew and trusted. And that betrayal almost hit harder, like how could you do this to me? It also speaks a lot to addiction, and clearly something that Raye unfortunately had to process after this, because she's talking about getting wasted on 6 shots, cocaine. She can't actually face the come down anymore because it's too difficult, so she stays up in the clouds in this addiction. And you know, that's a really hard cycle to break, and I think the very end of the song with the euphoric music is probably pointing out a bit more that she's finally come through this. I'm so glad. Again, another song that I massively slept on. Speaking of important songs, probably the most important song in Raye's career to date, we have track number 5, Escapism. Let me know in the comments, do you prefer this version or the sped up version, because I think both have their merits to it.
Sleazing and teasing, I'm sitting on him. All of my diamonds are dripping on him. The man that I love sat me down last night and he told me that it's over. Done decision. Taxi, sniffing coke.
She's still on her like drug era here, and she doesn't want to feel how she did, so she wants to constantly numb herself by taking these medications. And the escapism is so sad. And again, take the pain away, give me medicine or drugs. That line is fire, like. And the dark voices in the back of her mind and that turn of it. This almost feels like she's going into her own self, like, you know, in psychedelic, whenever the drugs are taking over, and she's like really pleading. That line there. So your run, yeah, but you'll never escape. It's sunset in the maze is actually really scary, because it feels like she's trying to get out from her addiction in the last song, but actually it turns out it's just a maze. It's very easy for people to relapse, to sort of go back to bad habits and bad ways. And while she was free, another breakup, another person that's kind of broken her trust or ended things has really made her spiral back down. And the sequencing of that is really impactful in this album. That part is one of my favorite hooks of 2022. I just think it's so good. I love this line. I remember nothing, so there's nothing to regret. Oof. Truly one of the best songs of last year, and I think it's a testament. The fact that a 4.5-minute song went viral on TikTok, which is known for 15-second songs, and also went #1, because we don't really have this type of music right now in the mainstream, and I'm so glad Raye's bringing it about. I kind of put a disclaimer in here that the first time I heard a lot of these songs, I really liked them, but I kept going back to euphoric sad songs because it was more traditional. I could apply it more to my life. And I also felt they were just more straightforward and more like what I expected of music. And this is pushing music forward and really spotlighting a new genre into the mainstream. And I'm so excited to keep going. And I think Raye really speaks about it beautifully when she talks about the song. She says that she was lightly in love. What's that word? It's like, I know I'm not going to be with you forever, but part of an escapist feeling. Sadly, that's not always good for you. I had someone with me 24 hours a day. It feels like it was more dependency then for me reading this. I was never alone, she says. I was unable to be alone because I was scared to process my own thoughts. When that ended, and on top of all the trauma and things that I was dealing with, I absolutely spiraled. And I think that's so beautiful. I mean, I can't relate to this level, but I definitely am an overthinker. And whenever I get into bed at night, especially when I was single and I really was feeling down about a lot of different things, I would get into bed and I would just feel so alone, and like my thoughts were just spiraling out of control. And being beside somebody in bed really takes all of that away, or a lot of it. So I definitely understand how this song can translate it. So now we're on to track 6. It's Mary Jane. I wonder, does she mean Mary Jane Holland? Very beautiful in the background. This definitely feels like a love song.
Sweet, sweet Mary Jane. I levitate.
She's definitely talking about cannabis in this one.
You take these bitter thoughts in my brain and let them fall like summer rain.
Ooh.
Sweet Mary Jane.
So this is how she escapes in Escapism. Wow. Oh. So this is like a different verse. It's gonna get a different drug that she used. Oh, beautiful. This is like the most romantic song on the album so far, and it's for Substances. Oh, nice. Yeah, we've all given out a lot of advice on red wine as well. I think Adele could do this song. Like, the vocals are not dissimilar. What's next? Ecstasy. Yeah, the calm down. Oof. That one's a weird one for me. I really like the concept of it, and I really like dedicating a different drug its own verse, especially in this album about addiction and escapism. For me, I probably would have chopped it in half though. I didn't think we really needed 3 or 4 choruses here. I feel like we could have done verse 1 and verse 2 about 2 different drugs, verse 3 and verse 4 about another, and then like 1 chorus in the middle or something like that. And it could have been a cool interlude to kind of phase out of this. Because I do feel like it did run on a little long, and by the end I was like, okay, this is getting quite repetitive, which I understand is like the cycle of addiction and like onto the next constant and the next high. And I think the theming of it is really cool, but maybe I would have boosted up the tempo. Maybe even in the MDMA verse would have had a bit more ravey, and then in the red wine one maybe more slow and pulled back, and maybe match the production a bit more to the drug she's talking about. I think that would have been maybe a good idea. When talking about the song, Raye does say, you do hear substance abuse being glamorized by rappers, but it's historically been gross for a woman to open up about these things. Look what they did to Amy Winehouse, you know. Okay, so it's on to track number 7, the 3rd single alongside Escapism, The Thrill Is Gone.
Card games and heart games, I said let's play, I should know better. My boy ain't my boy, but I call him that cause it feels better. Dark words from his dark.
This is more upbeat and jazzy again.
Say something nice to me. Say something nice to me. The thrill is gone, thrill is gone, thrill is gone. The thrill is gone, thrill is gone.
It's weird how upbeat and bubbly this is, despite knowing that the whole thing is about being bored of somebody else.
I shut the door behind me quickly, so I get in my car. But then the second I leave you, I wish I was late.
So she loves the idea of him more than she actually loves being with him. She misses him when they're not together. When they're together, she's bored. I love that. Say something nice to me. She really loves the affirmation, but does she really love being with him? Not sure. This is infectious. Hey. Oh, this bridge is really good. This is gonna be really good live, really fun. Oh. Oh, she's like, I can do a vocal run. I can do multiple vocal runs, actually. That one definitely grew on me throughout as I listened to it more, and I think it'll grow on me even more the more we listen. Right now, it definitely is more down the bottom, but I do really like it still. I can see her doing it live with a full like band behind her doing all the instrumentation, and I think there is a good like lot of personality in the song. I also feel like maybe it could be her coming past all these drugs, getting out of it, and then the thrill of doing all of that is gone now. Like when she's had the come down, she doesn't want to do anymore. But also it's obviously a song about a relationship that kind of grows stale, and she needs to just pack the bags, get in the car and go. Okay, so now we're on to track number 8. It is Ice Cream Man. Ooh, this one sounds like it's gonna be sad. Oh no. The piano's beautiful in the background. I'm scared.
So this producer hit me up on a DM. He told me, hey, I really like what you are doing. He told me come round to the studio, let's cook it. He told me come to make some music. But when I got there, should've heard what he was saying. Trying to touch me, trying to me, I'm not playing. I should've left that place as soon as I walked in it. How goddamn dare you do that to me, really? Goddamn, everything you did, it left me in a ruin. And no, I didn't say a word, I guess that proves it. I'm a woman.
Fuck.
Oh, yes. I'm a very fucking brave, strong woman.
Yes.
And I'll be damned if I let a man ruin.
Whoa.
How I talk, how I do it. 7 was 21, was 17, and was 11. It took a while to understand what my consent means. If I was ruthless, they'd be in the penitentiary.
Whoa.
Coming like the ice cream man, till I felt his ice cold hands, and how I paid a price.
Like she was assaulted so many times and no one even wanted to help her. This was so beautiful. I can't even cope. It's just so beautiful. Whoa, what a lyric. Fuck him. Her voice. I need to say it again. Her voice. And that's like the rewinding in her mind there when she's like reverbing. Yes. And her voice is more strong there at the very end. Oh, with an outro like that. That is literally one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. It was devastating. And fuck every single person who did this to her. I mean, she says that it happened at multiple ages from when she was 7. I don't really want to talk too much else about this song because it's not my story to tell and it's not my sort of comment on. It's not an experience I can relate to, and I'm just so sorry that she had to endure that. I did give an interview to Rolling Stone magazine about this, and I'm going to read a bit of what she said. As a woman in and out of this industry, I've been through a lot of nasty, traumatic things I have bottled up, didn't talk about, buried. For me, the power really is that this is my way of getting to scream through the flipping microphone. You know who you are and you know what you've done. Sadly, more than one man and more than one time in my life, you're going to listen to this song and you're going to know, and that's power. And I just take my hat off to Raye. This song is beautiful. Thank you.
Women's stories matter. Yeah.
Right.
They just matter. Yeah.
Now on the track number 9, it's called Flip a Switch, a song I'm really excited for. I think it's going to have some bite to it. Let's go.
Can't just lay your guard down and fall for someone anymore.
Oh, I like this intro. Oh, a bit of Spanish guitar.
Yeah, I've been a stupid girl. He won't take my heart, but he'll take off my dress.
Another fuckboy.
I am blue, I am red. Fuck looking for love. I'ma stay doing what us bitches do best.
Oh, so she's flipping a switch and she's no longer gonna be looking for a man. Yep, that's referencing the abuse in the last song. I love this narrative. Oh, vocals. Now lock. That part was hot. Shirley is saying, you know, don't try and play me because I'll play right back. Like, she's done with fuckboy. She's gonna be a fuck girl, and that is feminism. I love this part. Oh, now lock. Oh, that was good. That was really good. That like really stuck with me. The start, I was like, oh, it's more Latin, like Spanish influenced than I thought it was going to be, which is fine. I like that. But she really said, I'm not going to make about children. I'm going to be mother. And then she really ate that man up. Ugh. And after sex being used as a weapon against her in the previous song, I think it's really good timing to then use sex as an empowerment piece in this song and say you can be in control of your body, you can really choose what you want to do, and you can be sexually free if you want to be. And this one she really wants to be. It's cool. I really, really like this one. Okay, now we're on to track number 10. It is called Body Dysmorphia. I am worried again about what this is going to entail. Oh, it's going to be devastating, isn't it?
I let my fingers pinch
But I know if I eat, then I'll be in the bathroom on my knees. I hate this hourglass, we all desire. I wear 3/4 sets.
Oh, here we go.
XL t-shirts, baggy jeans, so I don't have to stress about it. Don't really like nobody.
This song is beautiful.
I should probably call somebody. I should really show you how I'm feeling inside. Matter of fact,
I feel like I just want to talk about the melody first because it is really infectious. Her voice really suits this like little bit of cadence. It's repetitive, you know, like it really punches the theming through. And then it is an earworm as well, which I really like. But the theming here is devastating again. You know, we have a lot of lyrics like, I let my fingers pinch my skin. If I eat something, then I'm going to be in the bathroom in 5 minutes on my knees. And most devastatingly of all, I suppose, how can I expect you to romance me? Touch my body, baby. I don't even want to take it off for you, so turn off the lights. And these types of songs are always really brave for me. It is very difficult for people to come out and say they've had either an eating disorder or that they're really struggling with their image. Especially as a female celebrity, it must be so incredibly difficult given that your photographs are distributed online. If you put on a few pounds, you are instantly so overweight, obese, slapped in the front of tabloids, if they still even make those, and just really tear you down for how you look. If you like this song, I definitely recommend you checking out Tove Lo's Grapefruit, which goes down a similar sort of theming in terms of like being unhappy with your body, but then really reclaiming it. I've noticed a theme in this album too, where in the verses, Raye really puts her problems and the way she feels down. In the chorus then is more about her taking charge of that and then taking action. And that for me makes it more uplifting that she's able to like push through all these things. It's quite inspiring and it really does sound good. This one is one of my favorites so far.
I wanna cut pieces off. Looking in my mirror.
Oh, we can actually hear scissors.
Sadly, dear, I wanna cut pieces off. Matter of fact, I heard you call me. I can
I'm glad that this person saved her.
I think when I grow older, I'm going to get a nose job. I have a bump in my nose and it's ugly. When I grow up, I want to be skinny but with an hourglass figure. I hope I'll be pretty when I grow up, or I think I'll be sad.
Again, not one I really want to project too much on or really dig into the lyrics. I mean, I think it's quite clear that this is about the way the industry and the way the tabloids make people feel from such a young age. The outro is beautiful with a younger version of herself, maybe from the album cover, really saying like, here's all the things I want to change about myself. And she's like 10. And that's scary that we have children who really dislike the way they look because they're being told they need to look a certain way. I really respect somebody like Raye, who's so incredibly beautiful, to come out and say how she feels, because it really does help everybody really go and see that you're not alone in feeling like this and there is support out there. And now we're on to track number 11. This is Environmental Anxiety. Is that the Escapism hook?
How did you ever think?
I find that really distracting in the background, if I'm honest. Okay, good. Not good. That's really grating to me. What? Whoa! Put your silent mode on. This is about climate change, automation of jobs, political anarchy, the use of social media and how it impacts people's mental health. That's ambitious. Whoa, okay. I can't get past that noise in the background, I'm sorry. And these death bells for the planet in the background. Okay, well, like, this is a bit of a clear message about climate change, isn't it? This siren is really spooky too. And police sirens.
Attention, citizens. Please evacuate the country in an orderly fashion.
This is strange.
And leave behind any personal
So it's like a flight attendant at a different Earth. Hello? Whoa, that one was a bit too experimental for me, maybe. I can see people really liking it, and I can see why. I like the messaging. I think the lyrics are really cool. It does come across a bit like some of Marina and the Diamonds' recent work, where it's a bit preachy for me. Andrew Tate will be spinning it on repeat when he's in prison, I'm sure. Maybe the bit in the background is grated on me a little too much. It's not my favourite. I definitely would say it's my least favourite so far of the album, but I do appreciate her inclusion and it felt snappy. And now we're on to track number 12. It's called 5 Star Hotels featuring Mahalia. Some back and forth here. Oh, this one's beautiful. Much more stripped back. I think it's gonna be a love song. Yes. Ooh. Oh, she's like, I don't need you, but come seek and hide it. Oh. This is hot. Now she's addicted to this person and the sex. They have like a relationship, but only like behind the sheets when they're there. She's trying to make him jealous as well, but like, oh, I have this specimen of a man. Oh, I love that line. I want a hot verse here from Mahalia. Come on, give it.
Don't you know what you're missing? Touching, kissing, I like persistence. Don't you wanna roll in my rose?
Ooh, her voice is cool. Why should I'm different? I like this, like going with a girl and it's a bit different. Like the men don't really compare to her. Ooh, yeah, that was sexy. That one was hot. Oh, I got chills. That one was really good. I don't know who Mahalia is, but I need to check her out because like her verse was really cool. I just love the flip up of like, you think it's gonna be like another guy, but Mahalia can give it good. I think it leans into a bit of like the anti-man era that we've been getting through Ice Cream Man, Escapism, some of those other songs that kind of prove that maybe you don't need a man, girls can do it better. And yeah, that's just a sexy kind of hot one. I'm glad to get a bit of a reprieve, I suppose, from some of the more serious songs, and I do think that one was really good. Okay, so we're on to track number 13. Is called Worth It. Hopefully a Fifth Harmony cover. Whoa, what a song. Mentioning both Fifth Harmony and Kameka Bao, I feel like I'm in my era. Maybe I'm back in my harmonizer era. Rip to Fifth Harmony and all of their careers. Not a cover, no. Jessie J. JK, don't come for me, Raye stands, please. This one's very like 60s, very like a throwback. Very ethereal too.
I'm just trying to tell you how I feel.
Come on, Lizzo. What am I doing? This one just got a nice beat.
Classic like cars, classic like I really wanted to.
This is beautiful.
You could be my glass of wine.
Yes.
Would you make it alright?
This is funky.
Maybe that much better. Make it all worth it, worth it, worth it, worth it. Ooh. When I see the sunrise, you are all of the time I'm about to give you back.
I just love how she says you give my glass of wine, like instead of the addicted to the alcohol, she's addicted to this person now and they're addicted to love.
This is the night. Something about it's making me cry.
Ooh, our upper register is beautiful. Oh, chills.
So much potential.
Ew, yeah, that was good. That's not a vibe to this one. Ready for a good bridge for this one. This is such a good romantic song. This is such a feel-good song. Again, we needed this romanticism at the end. I love this part. Oh, she really loves this person. I'm all in, I can't reverse it, so I hope and pray you make it worth it. Oh, I feel like after so much heartbreak, devastation, betrayal of trust is a big theme here. For her to really let her guard down and really put herself out there like this for this person, she really must be in love with them. It really is a rekindling of all of that. She's past her like kind of flirtationships, her sexual era, and now she wants to settle down with this person. And that more 1950s, 60s sort of vibe here for me, combined with the subject matter and the imagery of the moonlight. I actually love that line where she says, "Felt my body shiver in your moonlight." Ooh, shivers. Really, really good one. Now we're on to the last full song of this album, track number 14. It's called Bust It Down. Another piano-y kind of one. We're kind of going up and down.
So I'm dancing on the kitchen floor. I caught a vibe too. I'm gon' bust it. I'm gon' tick tock on it like a clock. I'm gon' touch it. He's gon' love it.
They're like the muses from Hercules.
Bust it down.
Oh.
I'm gon' bust it down. She gon' bust it down. He gon' bust it down.
It's like a weird gospel song about busting your backside up.
Shake it to my ocean, drown it. Shake it to your ocean, drown it. Till I decide that I'm settling down. And then I'm gonna on the
I don't get this. Come on, audience direction. That's shocking every time. That's a song. Yeah. It's not my favorite from the album, unfortunately. I feel like from reading into it, right, basically it's about Raye gonna lock it down, throw her bum around and really settle down with somebody and really make sweet, sweet love to them is what I'm getting. And then the audience members are cheering, they're hearing the end of the story. I really do like how the intro of the album kind of had the audience coming into the story and clapping and introducing Raye, and now we're kind of coming to the end of this story of heartbreak, love, and triumph, hopefully, at the end. I do really like that messaging, and I'm interested to see where Finn takes it to.
Made it this far. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening. To my mum and my beautiful sisters, to Dad and Tia, I just couldn't have done this without you. I've waited 7 years for this moment. Finally, my 21st century blues is now ours forever. Till next time, lots of love, Raye.
Wow, yeah, that was sweet. And that kind of is that sort of like dedication section you would normally get in the booklet of a CD, and it's nice to hear that in the album, especially because it was more of a storytelling journey, and she's shouting out a lot of people that she loves, and that's so sweet. I think it was a very fitting ending, especially the line about, you know, like 7 years that she's waited for this moment. It's so beautiful that it has, and I really hope everybody goes out and supports Raye. Okay, and that has been our very first reaction to Raye's debut album. Can't believe I'm finally saying that. My 21st Century Blues. And what a story and what a ride that we've been on. It is very unlike the rest of her work so far. A lot more dark and a lot more reflective of the experiences that make a lot of sense now that we've heard about them. From the addiction to the sexual assault to the being put down by her record label. And I just want to say this. Fuck you, Polydor Records, for not appreciating the star that is Raye and this album. Because it is honestly the makings of a masterpiece. It was beautiful, it was devastating, it was joyous as well, and I think it did have enough different tones in it and enough different genres that it felt different. Raye has said that basically it was supposed to be an incohesive album. Each song title has a full stop, a period at the end, sort of to signify that they're own distinct little chapters that then come together to tell the story of her life to this point, which does again align to the album cover that we can see here. Overall, I've loved my journey of getting to know more about Raye as a person. Euphoric Sad Songs is beautiful, but now in comparison feels a bit more generic. This feels like her stamp on music, on the world, and she's so incredibly talented. I mean, she just knows how to formulate a story, and I cannot wait to go and see this album played out live. It is beautiful. And after really dissecting and listening to the album a few more times, this is my final ranking of the tracks. This particularly was really difficult to rank. A lot of the songs are essentially perfect 9 and 10 out of 10s. At the top we've got songs like Hard Out Here, Black Mascara, Ice Cream Man, Flip a Switch, and Body Dysmorphia, all amazing songs. With a few songs at the bottom like Mary Jane, Thrill Is Gone, and Bust It Down didn't connect with me on first listen. I don't think they're going to connect more in the next few listens, but overall, what an album, only to be applauded for the stellar work that Raye has put in here. You'll also see here that I didn't rank the introduction and Finn because I just feel like they are setups and closings and maybe not necessarily fair to rank those against others because they will fall at the bottom, but they are brilliant songs as well. And there we are, that is our reaction video to Raye's debut album, My 21st Century Blues. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you've enjoyed it. It means so much to me. And also, most importantly to me, please comment down below what you thought of the album, what your favorite songs are. Did I completely overlook one of your favorites and need to go back and revisit it again? And what other albums do you want me to react to over here at the Trick Room? My beautiful boyfriend and I also run a podcast. It is called Snapped. Each week we dive deep into a different pop music era, tell you why they snapped, go through the music videos, the singles, give out really silly awards, and just have a laugh. And you definitely check us out on your usual podcast provider. And as usual, I have been your host, Paul. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support. You're now trapped in the Trick Room until the next time. So I will see you very soon. Thank you.